If it's affecting the youth, we're talking about it here on 360 Youth Dialogue. There's a popular saying that says the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. But what if a nation does not have young people grown in the right direction, they don't have mentorship, they don't have the right guidance, don't have the right values? Can you imagine what that kind of nation would be? And another thing I would like to also point out, and at this point, is who directs or who impacts the young people. That's also important. On today's topic, which is critical yet subtle, we're talking about how mentorship directly impacts safety and security of our young people and in Nigeria. They say when guidance is absent, that influence fills the gap. Today on this conversation, I have with me Audam Joseph, ACA. He's a lead mentor, and the lead mentor of Life School Mentorship Program. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And joining him, there's a difference in today's episode. We're having two guests just for you to understand this topic. We have Judith Nuhu. Judith Nuhu, she's a mentored mentee. Welcome on board.
Thank you for having me.
So I think I would like to start with you, Judith. What does it feel like being a mentored person? What does it feel like being mentored?
Once again, thank you for having me. So I think what it feels like to be mentored is I feel different.
Different?
Yes, I feel different.
In what way exactly?
Different in the sense I have direction.
Interesting.
Yes. I have a knowledge of where I'm headed. So I feel different from those who are roaming aimlessly, not knowing what to do or where life is taking them to. So, yeah.
Interesting. So mentorship has given you a direction.
It has.
Interesting. Okay, now to the mentor who is in the building. You're the mentee, I'm I don't know where I stand, but I think I would be mentored soon. Okay, what does you've been a mentor for how long, and who was your mentor growing up? Were you mentored, and how did you come about being mentored?
Okay. Very deep question, actually. So I think I'll start from the last.
Okay.
I have a mentor growing up, yes or no? Intentionally or consciously, means the word, I would say no. However, from my higher institution days, yes, God helped me and I had a mentor. So, what guided my decision between growing up to the point where I got a mentor? Two things. One, family values.
Okay.
When you do certain things, not because you even know why you are not meant to do it, but just because you know your parents will not allow you to do it, so you don't just do it. And then your conscience, right, just had a way of putting you in a check. So meeting my mentor from my high institution days, in person of Mr. Kola Wale Adebari, it's been an intentional choice. Fortunately, we met in a spiritual gathering setup. I saw him and I perceived excellence. There was just that connection, and I intentionally walked up, applied to be mentored. Not mentor that don't know you that is mentoring you, unlike what we have in this generation. Who is my mentor? And the person that even know you.
Someone that's distant.
It's a different thing if I pick you as a role model, I see how you do your things and I learn from you. But saying I'm being mentored by who don't even know you really exists. I can't have a one-on-one conversation. Sometimes it limits access. So, to answer your question, my conscience played a role. My family values were trained in, played a role, but the game changed when I had someone I can run through to vet my choices.
Interesting. So you've made mention of key things here: conscience and intentionality. So it's different when you just make your choices randomly via your role model, and you have someone who guides you intentionally with your own intentionality, because that's what I'm picking out from here. Do you think how important is it for people to have close mentorship? Because you also made mention of role model being different from mentorship. And what I think young people these days have are more of role models other than mentors. So how important is mentorship, especially in Nigeria?
How important it is to have close mentorship. The difference is very, very clear. I have people in my space who have mentors who are far away. And when you have that one, then you're just a dime away from. Now, the difference is number one, there is a feeling of connectivity.
Okay.
When it's a close mentorship and not distant. Secondly, it gives you a sense of safety. Because what does mentorship? What does mentorship simply do? It's just a shortcut. People listen, it's a shortcut to life. Yeah. Shortcut to life is mentorship.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, which route is shorter that will take me from maybe point A to point B? This route is shorter. The same way in life to get to your destination as ordained by your creator, the shortest route is the route of mentorship. It saves you a lot of error. The ones that, because there are some errors you can go and come out of it, there are some you go and it consumes you and your life terminates at that point, right? So close mentorship, proximity for me is critical because I'm in the issue of being proximate with my mentor, and I make sure I step him down to my mentees.
Okay.
As a culture, on every daily, at least, let me know, okay, within 48 hours, I should speak with at least 3 of my mentees.
I think that's so much work. That's so much work. As a mentor, you have to, keep up with people and all that.
That's because I understand the importance. Like I said, part of what we are intentionally doing is depopulating the number, the corridor of young people that we cannot commit certain responsibility to them. If we keep saying the youth are the leaders of tomorrow, hello, today they are living, how exactly are they living it? Because the tomorrow they will lead well is the today they lived well.
Exactly.
That's true.
So if you're not living today well, there's no tomorrow for you to lead. If you destroy tomorrow today, there's no tomorrow to lead.
That's true.
When eventually the time comes. So for us, we are more interested in changing the narrative. We want to increase the number of quality people. That's my mandate. It's simple. The life school mentorship program, all we're doing simply is increasing the number of quality people. I'm changing the narrative. So I don't want it to be that we are out there looking out for quality. We want to build the quality people that other people will run to get in their side.
Interesting. So mentorship, as a mentor now, you're speaking that mentorship is getting them from the root that's young as possible, and then making them valuable to the society. I like the fact that it ends up with the society, because a society without responsible young people, there's no tomorrow, obviously. And now back to you, Judith, as a mentee. You know what it feels like being a mentee. You know the whole thing. And you said it makes you feel different about it.
Yes.
Do you think this has placed an edge for you in the society? Like, okay, he said it's a shortcut. Do you feel you've gotten a shortcut from life and in your directions, career and everything?
Absolutely.
Oh, in what way? Just
every way.
Okay.
Absolutely. So yes, through him.
Okay.
Right?
He mentored you.
Yes, he mentored me. I forgot to mention. Mr. Audam is my mentor.
Okay.
So through him, I've been opportune to be in rooms with people that would take me quite a period of time to meet.
Okay.
That's a shortcut. There are people he knows that if at any point I need to get through to them, all I need is a dial. Now, he mentioned something about proximity. Have mentors that are possibly just a dial away from you. Now, he's someone that I can just pick up my phone and call him. Oh, sir, this is it. So, mentorship has given me an edge. Career-wise, literally all wise. It has given me an urge. Sorry about that. It has given me an urge that I am certain that there are certain things that he has gone through that I will not have to go through, all on the basis of mentorship, because there's someone that has paid the price. Instead of me coming to pay that same price, I will just walk on his sacrifice that he has made. So yes, it has placed me on an edge.
So you feel, with what I'm able to get from what you just said, you feel more successful than other Nigerians who don't go through that mentorship.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Interesting. Okay, now back to the mentor. We have to do this back and forth because when you talk, they have to see the result. Is it true that being mentored has a result, yes or no? And I like the fact that you're here with your mentor and being in rooms which you can't be in. That sounds like a lot. If I have a mentor that's top there, I would just walk into any room at all. Interesting. Anyway. But back to you, Mr. Joseph. Would you say, how would you say that someone can get mentorship? When does mentorship happen? At a point, role model, mentorship. What is that point when you say, oh, mentorship has a chord in this particular person?
Okay, I will use Nigeria as a case study, so to say. After we gained independence, everybody went separate ways. In terms of region, the eastern part brothers went into business, the western part took academics, the northern part majored in politics. Let me use that word. If you see
supposedly that's your analysis.
That's my analysis. However, I made that, but my major point of conversation is on the Eastern brothers.
Okay.
They have given us a model that even Harvard have recognized as a workable model. What is that? The place of apprenticeship. That has been a model practiced. Any Eastern person, they hold it firm. The question is, that model was not learnt in the university.
Actually,
it wasn't. It's like curriculum in university. There's no university go now. What I want to learn is apprenticeship.
True.
But these people practiced it as uneducated as quote and unquote as of then. We will say we've not gotten this sophisticated education as it is now. They practiced it. Well, it's okay. Stay with me. Learn the ropes. Learn through the process. Then you are done. I set you up. I don't see you as a competitor. I set you up. You're done. I set you up. I set you up. The market is big for all of us. Don't worry. Just growing it. Part of what I used to set you up. They need something you don't have. Come and pick from my place. You are like an offspring, let me use that word.
Yeah.
And the pride of any average one there among them is in the number of boys they produced.
Oh, true. Yes.
Their profit. Let me use the word of my consulting boss, Mr. Dr. Rashidari will tell you. He said his profit is in people that are doing well, like him. That is my profit. Today I'm in this studio with you here with my profits to my left. One of my profits. One of my profits. So I would say that the point where you should embrace mentorship, honestly, it should be from the very first day a child is able to give it better.
That's right? Tender.
That's tender. Yeah. My parents always tell me something. They said, don't think, no, he always said this to a friend. Children, they are hearing. And I'm wondering, why would you tell me a child that is just children? Yeah. So for me, I was now wondering, okay, how? So then, how do you not think they know the voice of their mother?
Okay.
Oh.
That's we're talking about babies now.
Babies, at that stage. Now, I'm just trying to answer the point of at what point we embrace mentorship for me. From the day a child is brought into this world, the system should start. Now, there are mentorship that is putting system. I used the family as an example earlier.
Yes.
There are some families that children are born into it and they meet a certain structure and they just fit into it. That's still mentorship you are providing. Even though it's not called, a mentorship school, something has been provided, system structure has been provided that will guide and help that child in making decisions. These structures eventually becomes value system. that these children now uphold, right? But when the child goes through that phase of family basics, there's always a point where someone should now say, I think I need a guide.
Exactly.
And for me, as little as primary school, a child should have a mentor. Even though they always say the first point of mentorship for every child is the family. Family is the first point. Right? Not social media. Family is the first point. Not what my friend thinks. Family is the first point.
Absolutely.
So that is where the journey starts from. But we are saying family space is not sufficient.
Even at that tender age.
No, at that tender age, the first point of call is going to be family. So, yeah, family gets it right. Parents make sure you build structure and system that will help instill values. Because what they will be left with at the end of the day, what they grow with is what? Values. Before I leave this subject, I'll say something. There are some values that were instilled in us growing up. My family were just 4 in number, only one girl. She happened to be the first. So the 3 of us, male children. You cook in my house.
As a male child?
As a male child.
In Nigeria?
In Nigeria. Do you understand? You cook in my house. You don't stay out late. These are some of the things we grew up with. And you want to hear the truth. When I started living on my own in the university, it was very clear. I find it difficult to stay out late. It looks odd. What's happening? If I have to say, but nobody will beat you. You're staying alone. I said, that's the point. It's not like anybody is going to beat me, but there's something that's been instilled in me. So the bedrock of mentorship, if you want to get it right, starts first from the family. But the question is, can you give what you don't have? Obviously no. So if the children are going to be the function of the structure built by parents, then we must also be concerned who are these parents, because they're going to be given what they have.
That's right. Let's take it to her now, where you said something about accountability, and I just want to know what it feels like being a young Nigerian. I mean, I'm out of my parents' house. You must have been a graduate when you started becoming a mentee. I'm out of my parents' house, so why do I want to be mentored? Why do I want to still go under being submissive, taking permission? Should I go out late? Should I go for this party? And all that, which I don't think Nigerian Gen Z would want at this moment. But how can a young person be mentored? How did you go through that? Or let me put it in this way, swallowing your pride and being mentored. How can this person be widely mentored?
Okay, so when he mentioned the fact of the part about not being able to stay out late, because it's something that I was just smiling, because till date I find it difficult to stay outside once at 6 p.m.
Interesting.
Yes. So I think the part where, despite the fact that I'm a graduate, I swallow my pride. To walk up to someone and say, okay, I want to be mentored, is because I have noticed that I'm headed somewhere. And regardless the fact that my parents did a good job bringing me up and all of that, where I want to get to, they are not there, they didn't get there. Now I have been able to identify that, okay, this person is headed towards my direction, and how do I get there? I have to submit. I have to submit to this person. Now, it's not the matter of pride or anything. It's the fact that I have seen what I want and I want to get it. Now, I'll give this example. Say, for instance, you go to the market and then you see an item that you really love and you want to get it. Do you know that at the moment, you don't have the money to get it, but you know that this is something you really need.
Okay.
You can try to go back home, start saving up for that item. Now, it's not as though if you don't get it, someone will
to leave the market.
Do you get? They will keep producing these things, but then you know that at this moment you need it. and you know the role that this particular item will play in your life. So you go against every odd to save up for you to be able to get that item. So that's basically what mentorship feels for me. Identifying that you need this thing in your life, and then regardless the fact that it's going to cause a lot of discomfort and all of that, but then you have to get it because it is something that is important. It's just like you deciding not to consume water in this season where dehydration is on the rise. So it's a danger to yourself.
But since mentorship is like a bike, what can't your mentor just afford that for you?
He can afford that, but then will he be able to value it?
So you need the mentorship to value the product.
Yes, I believe so. You won't know, there's this saying that says you won't know the value of something, of what you have, until you lose it. I believe anybody who, I just decide to walk up to you and say, I want to mentor you, you won't really value it to a very reasonable extent because you didn't identify it.
Exactly.
You didn't walk up to me and say you want to be mentored. So I can give you a task to do and then I will not do it. I'm busy. I don't want to do it because you're the person that handpicked me to be your mentee. But if I walked up to you and then swallowed this pride of mine, this class, did you get as a Gen Z? I swallowed this pride and then I said I want to be mentored by you. I will do anything. Now, I'm not saying anything negatively, anything that will impact me positively to becoming this person that I saw in you that I want to be. I will do everything possible and whatever it takes to do it. So I feel, no, you won't value that mentorship if you were handpicked. Yeah.
Now, for young people that are out there and they're just random, they're just moving out aimlessly without mentorship, how do they pick someone who can mentor them?
Okay, so like at a point in this conversation, something was mentioned. We have mentors everywhere.
Okay.
There are people, you are being mentored by something or someone. It's the only problem there is for you to be able to identify what exactly you are being mentored by. Now, first and foremost, you would have to identify who or where you want to be. Okay, I want to be a newscaster. Now, what are those things that I need to do to get to that place? Right, I will have to identify someone. So I took a course when I was taking a course on executive assistance. One of the take homes that was given was that I will have to identify a senior colleague who is already practicing in this field to submit under this person. It's not like I can't learn these things. Thank God for technology now. It's not like I can't learn these things on YouTube and watch videos and all of that. But there are hands-on experience that these people have gained. Now, for someone to be able to be meant to identify who can mentor them or get someone to mentor them, you have to first identify where you are headed. What do you want to become? Where do you want to be in the next couple of years? Now, once you're able to identify that, take that first step, identifying where you want to be, it will be easier for you to identify who will mentor you. Because when you have the idea, okay, this is what I want. Now, when you see someone who has those criteria and qualities of who you want to, it will be easier for you to align with that person. He was speaking about his mentor when they were in a setting, and then when the man was speaking, he was able to identify that there's something that this person has that I will want to have in me. So yes, I feel the first step is identifying your personality, who you want to be and where you want to be headed. By so doing it will aid you in identifying a mentor or getting a mentor that will mentor you, someone that will mentor you.
Interesting.
Yes.
So what if I have identified a role model, a mentor, and they're way beyond my reach? Just what if? Because looking at Nigerians out there, another thing I'm taking from your words so far is that you have to have that principle. You have to have that line of direction or wherever you're going to. And then your mentor has to also be positioned in that same way.
Of course.
Now imagine a young Nigerian with let's say, broken home family kind of background, and the person doesn't have that core knowledge of what values to protect, how can the person go about choosing the right value? Now, to the mentor.
Okay, so let me just quickly add to what she said earlier about mentorship. One of the core things in mentorship is accountability. As long as you can't be accountable, then mentorship is not for you. And I'm not a fan of quote and unquote the Gen Z so-called, because it's just a generation of indisciplined people. That's how I call them.
I mean, they don't take rubbish.
That's the point. That's the quote. But they do rubbish. That's the sad part. They don't take rubbish, but they are generators of rubbish.
Oops.
So you're trying to why are you giving what exactly it is? Okay.
You can only give what you have.
Okay, but I mean you should also
can't take what you can't take what you give.
All right. So having said that, one of the core things is you can't be responsible. You can't detach responsibility from accountability. They work. They are both interwoven. Work hand in hand. See, one of the reasons, this guy is so responsible because the other person, I've seen the person delivering tax, and the other person is delivering tax is simply because either a person or a system made the tax available, and he or she is doing his or her best to deliver such tax. Right. So then talking about how do you select your mentors, it's simple. Like she said, you should have an idea. There's what called need analysis, gap analysis. Need assessment, commonly used need assessment. What do I need? What do I need? Because at every phase and stage of our life, what we need begins to change.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, it begins to change. Oh, I want to go to school, and then you are in school. It's a different thing entirely now that you are in school. You may not need the aid of a first-class person before you got admission, but now you've gotten the admission. Who is my family that is doing well? The need changes. You're done with school. It's now job time. Who guides me in writing a good CV? Who guides me on how to go for interview? So the need changes per time. Like you said, but lucky is that man or that young man or lady that has one person who have gone through these phases. So this person is collapsing all his 30 years of experience and making it available for you. And that's why no matter what you can learn on here, you can never learn experience.
That's right. Right. Rightly said.
Yeah, it's not. But experience, 30 years experience is not available.
AI just gives you the theory.
You cannot get it. It's not what technology can. Yeah, that's where the place of having someone reachable is very important. Then you're talking about people that are far. You have identified a mentor, but it seems like carry the
proximity.
Now there are different ways to contact or connect with people. For some of them, if they have messages, you keep listening to their messages, you begin to get connected to their thoughts pattern. For some, it's books.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. They have books they've written. However, being in this phase of mentorship for some time, quite some years now, one thing I always advise is, irrespective of all of these other options, please have someone that you can speak to.
Now let's talk about that distance now. Sadly, looking at young Nigerians in school, mostly university time is when young people derail from there, even if the family was bringing them in right direction. But when they get to school, that's when things they have to now make decisions for themselves, choose who their friends are going to be and all that. But at this point, who do they go to? I mean, there's their friend there, there's social media there. Who do they listen to at that point?
Now, we must be very careful who we give our eartime. Eartime. Who do you listen to? What do you listen to? What are you listening to? Who are you listening to? Now, talking about who can they run to in school, the through treatment, like I said earlier. Imagine you're a 100 level student. The truth is, there's somebody in 400 level already who have gone through whatever you're going to go through. This person can tell you how a particular lecturer marks his or her script.
That's true.
This is what this man looks out for, big like this. This experience, this person is telling you, you cannot find it anywhere. It's not available in any textbook. This person is speaking from his or her personal encounter with these people or set of persons. And he said, make sure you do your best, don't miss any of his tests. So far you pass all his tests, or you participated in his test. It's his own criteria for even assisting in any way. It's experiences you won't get. So the idea, they shouldn't look far. The journey of mentorship starts from known. The challenge with this generation, like you say, my generation is looking for the unknown when we are not even done with what is known.
Interesting.
Yeah, let it be clear. What am I looking for? I want to finish first class. Is there anyone writing first class in 300 level already? Ma, please, how do you do it? Oh, during holidays, I go home with the next semester test. Oh, ma, so can I get next semester test? Yes. Can I be telling you what I read in case I don't understand? You can explain to me during the holiday. Yes, that is mentorship. You don't need to go far. And when you're in the world of school, don't look outside. Look within. Look within your space. Look within your faculty, your department. Get a mentor, someone that guides you through academic process, because that's the reason why you are there. It must be clear part time. What am I doing in my life? Why am I here part time? The reason you're in the 4 walls of school is to come out excellently and be allow school to truly go through you.
That's right. Interesting. But just before we continue, we'd like to take a short break. Who do young people listen to? Parents, teachers, social media, their peer. Who do they listen to? Let's take a short break. After that, we'll be back with more. Thank you for staying tuned on that short break. If you're just joining, not really, you didn't miss a lot on 360 U Dialogue, but we've been talking a lot on mentorship. And there's an adage that says, one who refuses to seek advice will eventually be led astray, will be led to a path of ruin. I mean, there's always an adage to all this, but I've been having this wonderful conversation with Audam Joseph, and Yari Judith. Let me throw that question to you. Although we started saying about it before we took the break, who do you think young people listen to most?
According to their name, Gen Z. So by their name, you know what they listen to. All right, so I think the age we have now, young people listen excessively to social media. And this has been the journey. This is the track. You will discover that growing up, they were listening to their parents. Then at some point, they start, quote unquote, assignments on tab, assignments on their parents' phone. Then the voice they now hear, it's no longer the parents, but the parents' phone, that is internet. From play game, allow the child to play game, the journey goes that way. Mommy will have an assignment to do, and then there are 3 hours on your phone, and you obviously know they are done with the assignment since just like they're not doing their own personal level
assignments.
They're not doing their own personal level assignment to get it. So if you ask a good percentage of the stage and phase we are, honestly, social media, I would say, is really parenting, guiding, directing, and mentoring a lot of
that's sad.
People. It's sad, and why it's sad is because the content on the space is what somebody wants you to know about them.
That's true.
I just finished drinking Gary now, and then I post with a picture of last month that I was having pizza, for example, and then when I just posted, this guy is living large. It's not correct. That's the danger of allowing yourself being led, guided by social media. What a true mentor, we're the generation where most people are guided by social media.
And let's talk about social media here. Looking at the fact that what trends, what sells on social media, smoke, loud, even down to our entertainment, down to the song young people listen to. Do you think this is why young people are drawn to things like cultism, prostitution, and all that, Judith?
Yes.
To a large extent.
To a large extent. Because what you spend your time on consistently begins to shape who you become. So I was listening to a podcast some days ago, and then he mentioned something. He said, the first thing you do every morning when you wake up defines the rest of your day.
Interesting.
If the moment you opened your eyes, the first thing you reached out for was your phone, and then you just turned on your data and then you went online, you will spend the better part of your day online. just scrolling and scrolling. So now those things that they pay attention to, you watch those musics, you see those dance videos, you see how they smoke, and if you're a person that already does things like that, smoke, you probably might discover a new way to blow out the smoke, a new way to release this thing. This pattern is nice. Let me try this. I want to see how this will come out. And before you know, you begin to, because these are your role models. Like he said, indirectly, those people you pay attention to, you watch their clips and all of that, they are your role models. You begin to want to dress like them, you begin to want to speak like them, you begin to want to act like them. There was a time I saw someone listening to a certain music, someone I look up to and all of that. I was like, okay, maybe this music is actually not bad. Since this person is listening to
you credit or you mark it good because
this person listens to it. So if I see this person dressed this way, okay, for her to wear this kind of clothes, it means it's normal. I want to go to the market and look for the clothes. If he smoked like this, or if he uses this curse word a lot, it's a normal thing. It is that. So yes, it affects, it reflects to a large extent.
Interesting.
Yes.
Down to I like the fact that you said what you spend the most of your time actually affects how your behavior turns out and your thought pattern.
Yes.
That's interesting. Well, let's talk security now. Do you believe that mentoring can realistically, drastically prevent crime in Nigeria?
All right. I will say that insecurity, it rarely begins with violence. Rarely.
Okay.
But rather, it quietly starts with confusion.
Confusion.
Metamorphoses into frustration.
Okay.
Confusion is there. Confusion here, not knowing what to do, not knowing direction when there's no direction, absence of direction. Right? Now, it's now metamorphosed into unguided frustration. So, the fact, when we speak about the insecurity, I will always, and for every day, connect it to absence of mentorship. Mentorship even from our schools. Because you want to hear the truth. I can tell you for free that for as long as she remains connected, this one cannot be any member of cause havoc in our nation.
Credit. You just had a good mark now.
She can't. For as long as she remains within this community, she can't. Nothing will fuel even if it comes as a flash, there is no fertile ground for it. And this uncoordinated frustration, crime becomes a fertile ground for it to grow.
That's right.
And whatever, agri people, when a ground is fertile, you plant, it grows. When it grows, and the harvest you can plant just a seed of a corn, but what you're harvesting is, if you count the seeds, sometimes more than 1,000 seeds of corn you got from one that you planted. It's the same way. Unguided thought, absence of guidance, that's where insecurity starts from.
That's true.
Absence of what? Guidance. That guidance simply means absence of mentorship.
Well, let's take a look at some people. Some people are actually guided, but wrong mentorship. What is the cost of wrong mentorship or lack of mentorship or no mentorship at all?
Value. I'll keep saying it. The baseline for mentorship is value system. In the life school mentorship program, one of the course or one of the topics we focus on is to know when to take a bow as a mentee.
Yes.
There's nobody that says because I started with you, it's not a law that says you start with a mentor, you must stay. And one of the points, I won't be able to do a lot of teaching on that, but here, one of the points that validates you to take a bow as a mentee is when the value system changes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
If I came to you because I see that you're an excellent person, All of a sudden, I'm now beginning to see you playing as a mediocre. It's high time I take my leave because what drew me rather close to you was excellent. I saw. That's the value. That's our connection. I saw a value. I want that value in me. I came close. The value disappears. I leave.
True.
But the danger most times is when people don't know when to leave. And you know, this saying that it is easy to leave what's not working for what is working, but it's more difficult to leave what is working for what will work better.
That's right. Because you're not certain.
Uncertainty. So because of that uncertainty, let me just say this one that you know, so but that's when exactly.
The angel you know is better than the devil you don't know.
All those are
or the devil you know, brother.
I did just start coming. Half bread is better than we cannot be talking of half bread. Dr. Shada will always tell you it's not half bread. People are thinking of bakery. So why am I thinking of half bread?
True, that's right.
Half bread better than none. There's a bakery. What happens to the mindset of the bakery? So the point remains, in as much as mentorship shapes the community, the wrong one will also instigate crime. But the point is, what makes a mentorship wrong or right is value. Value system. Simple.
So now, speaking of when to bow out, I think we should take this drift on politics. Looking at what's happening in Rivers right now in political space, we're seeing godfatherism, trying to take a whole state and sometimes ruin the peace in a state and the public's peace. How can the current leaders, that's the mentors now, position themselves as good leaders for the leaders of tomorrow? How can they lead today to protect tomorrow?
Okay, I'm always careful with political matter, but I'm going to speak to this. I will still tell you again, what is wrong, what is missing in all of this is still mentorship. I hope and I look forward to a Nigeria someday where even if you are nominated for a office, political appointment, or even for election, you go through certain school as part of criteria for you to resume or assume office. Special advisor on this, and they said there is a compulsory, before your final result, there's a compulsory program. The way you camp NYC people to stay in one place, you camp them. Let us reset the mind of these people. And we're calling leaders in the first place.
Very important.
Because there's one between being a politician and being a leader, two different things. But what we are looking for are politicians that are leaders.
That's right.
You get my point now. So the point of godfatherism, no godfather, the question is, look at it now. You can see obviously that what is missing there is godfatherism. The way we see it and we envisage it is, okay, somebody that decides who becomes the next. And you just know that a lot of things are even wrong in the process. If one person can help decide the fate of over many other people, it just doesn't make any sense. So the question I want to ask is, be it current governor or past governors, who are, we're using the governors now because of narrowing it down, or let me never use the word, the past politicians, because I won't use the word either, professionally. The past politician and the present. The question is, that past one that is watching on this current one, maybe because came in through his influence. The question is, he himself, where did he draw his strength? Where did he draw his morals? Where did he draw his values from? Where? Then that same value is passed down to this person. What value is this person going to pass down? So for me, when I see that, I look at the chain. I'm always looking at where do we interrupt and break into, because there's something that's been being passed down that is not totally correct. And is why it is a bit looking very taxi for we who are in this space of raising quality people. So they'll tell you that a politician, because there's something that has been you are used to. Then introducing a new order is always a very major fact.
So is there like an attack when trying to bring right society, right values to the system, especially in Nigeria? Let me take, for instance, one very obvious example, looking at traffic light, something as little as traffic light. It's a new system, and it's been impacted in the society, but that's mentor. Let me use the word mentorship, or the value of obeying traffic light is not yet in the citizens. So is there like an attack on value system in Nigeria?
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, there is. And this same citizen, when we go out the country, we'll be traffic light. You can try that.
Why?
Because, what is awaiting. So it's a function of our mindset. The question is, as a nation, what's our value system?
Peace and unity.
So the question is, as a nation, what is our value system? What's that thing that Nigeria, a child giving birth to, the thing will be singing, they will keep singing it in the ear of the child until that child grows and become a part of the defenders of this value system. What's our value system? You will hear, they'll tell you one American life is very, very important. The life of just one American is important. The question is, what is our value? Because if collectively we don't have one thing we are running towards, then everybody is setting up what appears as value to them, and we're running towards them. Everybody's setting up. So there's no one central pool that we are saying, this is what we are running towards. And I keep saying, if some people will listen, if the superimposition will listen, we need to come into the room and it's like, as in Nigeria, as a country, what is one value system? Take for example, let's say we don't want corruption. A corruption-free nation is our value system. Therefore, anybody that spots any trace of corruption in any of our society, that person is entitled to death instantly. Really? So as little as I want to drop pure talent on I want to litter the road with maybe the bottle of water I drank, the trash. I want to be sure nobody is seeing me. Because naturally, human will always resist change, especially the change that will get them to stop doing something that they are used to and starting something new. They will naturally detest it. So we need to get to that point where, as a nation, we begin to look at what exactly is our value. What's that one thing that we just do here? They have vision, and then they have core value. Core value. They're trying to tell us that we can do anything, but you see these ones. When you come to our space, when you do business with us, you should find this value in the process. What's our value as a nation? When we get that one value, it will be easy for now rally everyone. This is where we are going. And that's a major challenge until we have that one value.
So do you think this has played a part in destabilizing Nigeria's security system?
Very, very well.
How?
And how? I just gave an example. If our value system is zero tolerance to corruption, for example,
or
terrorism, whatever,
robbery.
We have traced the root cause of all of these things. We trace them today. It's still going to end at family. It's still going to end at the space that one young boy holding the rifle in the bush there looking for who to kidnap. The question is, you have to check. If that guy had a good, we are using the word, mentorship for this context is the right mentorship because we can never promote a wrong mentorship. Never. So if such child, that young boy, 18-year-old, 25-year-old, holding a gun in the bush, trying to threaten someone at night, understand the implication of that. And then through mentorship, that one never even had that thought. The thoughts never came to mind. It is minus one person that would have been in the bush.
That's right.
Well, I would like it on now, and I'll say this because it's important for people to know that but if there's one sector that they must give credit to, there are individuals, there are organizations who are investing their time, their resources, their life in mentorship. It is one sector that have not gotten one special but people, if not for such things that are happening behind the scene, the crime rate we're talking about is not what we're saying now. It's not what we'll be saying, like I said. So imagine you are running a mentorship program, you have 100 people in your room. I'm doing, I have 100. She's doing, she have 100. 300 people that will never carry the gun.
Yeah. and those 300 people
give birth to
influence-
another. Because leadership is simply influence.
Yes.
So by the time we are the 5th generation of 100, they give birth to another 100, they give birth to another 100, you discover that we are increasing the value of quality people and decreasing the possibility of crime even taking place. Because crime cannot happen without people. So if crime will not happen with the right people, if we have the right people, we are indirectly taking care of crime that will never occur.
Absolutely.
Probably there's crime that will have occurred from her brain and from her mind. But because of where she is, the company, because of what she's digesting every day,
community.
it can never come. That crime will never happen.
That's true.
Because, not because somebody said you must not do it, but because somebody even giving her, she didn't even have the space to think, further process the thought of that crime.
You know, they say crime is the absence of value. When you don't have that value, okay, this is not right. Because most people from broken homes or ill family training, they don't see it as wrong. They don't see it as a vice. They feel like the society is doing
It's
it.
normal.
It's normal.
It's
It's out
normal.
there. But let's come to how young people are perceived. You know, can we move from seeing young people as risk to security and seeing them as solution? Judith, can we see, you know, when they say young people, especially the Gen Z, he does not like.
And I love that. Because
When we say
I'm an
young-
antidote to the Gen Z. So
Antidote to the Gen-
I need them to fulfill my purpose.
Okay, now when we see them, we see things like ill-mannered people or something. Can we change? How can that perspective change from ill-mannered young person to this person is a solution to the society?
It can change, but it starts with you. It starts with you as a person. Now, why I said it starts with you as a person, it's because you can't change who doesn't want to be changed.
That's right.
I don't want to
Take
go
the camel
to.
to the stream, but you can't
can't-
force it to drink.
Do you get? You can't force me to. I don't want to go to school. You can send me to school and I can decide not to attend lectures. So it's only when such a person wants to be responsible, wants to make something out of themselves, that you can help foster the process. Now, say for instance, someone who is ill-mannered, the person, now you want to change this person. I know this thing you are doing is wrong. The way you speak is wrong. You don't talk to people like that. You have to be nice to people and all of that. And the person is saying, why should I be nice to that person? There's nothing you would want to do to such a person that will make the person change.
That's right.
If someone is okay with doing certain things on the internet, if someone is okay, permit me to use this word now because we're referring to Gen Z, right? If someone is comfortable twerking on the internet, the person is okay with it. It's not like such a person cannot change, but then it has to start from the mindset. Is this person willing to work on his or herself? Is this person ready to let go of such leaders that they have for what is good? Right. So it starts with the person, starts from your mindset, and then your value system. Are you ready to do away with such values? Now you mentioned people that are from broken homes and all of that. Now, a young man that grew up in a family where the mother is physically abused by his father will tell you it is normal. It's not like I don't like her, I'm just trying to discipline her, correct her. This thing that she did is wrong. It's something that is a value that has been instilled inside this person, right? Now it is left for that person to be able to identify that, okay, this is wrong. There are other ways you can correct this person you claim you love or you like. There are other ways you can walk past this indifferences and all of that together instead of physically abusing the person. So it starts from the person's willingness to want to let go of those things and accept those things that, in quotes now, that are good. So I feel yes, it can be worked on.
Interesting.
But it has to be fine with that.
Interesting. So
Yes.
for the youth to change that perspective of, we're the ill-mannered people, we're Gen Z without manners and all that, to being solution-driven people or
Yes.
impact in society, it starts with one person at a time.
Yes.
It starts with the person.
Yes.
That's interesting. Okay, let's move further on this. If mentorship were taken seriously, because you said it's one aspect that no much attention has been given. If mentorship was to be taken seriously as a security tool, what practical tool would you like to see in Nigeria?
I made it very clear that if they take it seriously, I was very deliberate about choosing this word. If we are to take it as a tool, I will give some instances. For example, we have the composite 21 days NYC people. You know, Saeed, Hapon, and whether you like it or else, there is a lot of exchange that happens within that 21 days.
That's true.
Some positive, even though negative. But my emphasis, I'm always
On the
positive
positive
side because I need to always outweigh the negative. Like it over time. Like her, we met there. She's been impacted. She is mandated to do to others what has been done to her. By so doing, we're increasing the number one per minute. As they come, some days it can be 100 per day, 50 per day. So if we'll embrace mentorship as a tool, we will be doing the preventive measures rather than reactive measure. So mentorship is under the category of a preventive measure. We don't even want it to happen because most times we have a common say that prevention is better
Than cure.
Yeah, and I always add that prevention is cheaper
Than cure.
trying to solve problems that already exist. It's way cheaper. And I repeat, it's cheaper to prevent than to allow it to happen.
So it's easier to curb crime if there are right mentorship right from, and you made mention right from tender age, primary schools, secondary schools, and all
institutions,
that.
our
Exactly.
institutions too. Very, very
Religious
important.
schools and all that.
Where it is compulsory that you don't pass maths and English, you cannot go to school. By the time we make it as serious as the way we've taken subjects, we have subjects that are more important than the subject. When I say than the subject, you know what I mean? Than the person. So until we now get to the point where we are interested in not just the subject courses now, but also the subject, the person. We're not interested in your A's, but we're interested in you and how the A's came about.
That's right.
Where it's not just your A's that gives you admission, but your character A's, your value A's, how well you have helped sustain our national value. When that becomes the crux of the matter, when we want to give you a job, we know, yes, A, congratulations, first class, then we are checking attitude. Usually, human resource, I'm a little bit into that space. Our school certificate will always tell you we found in character.
Yes.
I think especially in primary school.
The first thing saying correct, the first is
character, supposedly.
And learning. But we do most of our employment on learning
rather than character.
That's why we see lots of people come and then embezzle funds. And
it is that person character was. The character was not okay. All we employed was we just looked at the book, learning, and we brought them in. And it will always be
a thief.
That's right. A thief will always be
and
a thief.
some are thief in advance. They've not just gotten the opportunity.
At this point, I don't want to. True, because the mindset is there.
It's already
The
there.
thing is there, they're just waiting to manifest. It's an attitude inbuilt, nurtured, grown, waiting for manifestation time.
Just like a seed.
But when we are able to get the characters in place, little things here and there.
Interesting. But I wish we could take this further, but because of brevity of time, we would have to cut it short here. Thank you so much, Mr. Joseph and Judith. I mean, JJJ. Okay, interesting. What a wonderful episode, and true. So much I've been able to take out from this particular episode is that crime starts with your value system. It's the absence of value that births crime.
Absolutely.
And mentality and mentorship. Mentorship, you said, is a preventive measure, which is cheaper. And rather than wait to police people into doing the right thing, why don't you just raise them up in the right way? And that's where I would make a call to the National Orientation Agency to do more, especially with young children in primary schools, in our institution. Religious institutions, schools, in fact, every institution at all levels should take mentorship seriously. And I hope you've been able to take something away from this particular episode. Thank you for joining us here on 360 Youth Dialogue, and keep watching Third Eye Africa Television. I am Juliet Omra. Bye for now.